So why are your Facebook ads not working to, number one, get more online coaching clients, and number two, grow your online nutrition and fitness coaching business? Where I'm gonna give you guys 3 reasons why you are not utilizing Facebook ads to be able to sit there and get more online clients and grow your coaching business. Why did I know this? Because for literally the past 15 years, we have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads growing 2 companies, right? First Dynamic Duo Training and now Dynamic Fit Pros. And now we're teaching our nutrition and fitness coaches the same system on how to utilize Facebook ads to grow their coaching business and get more online nutrition and fitness coaching business. Okay, so let's dive into why your ads are not working and specifically getting you online fitness and nutrition leads, okay? So what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna actually move over here to the iPad. I'm gonna draw some things out here because I personally just teach better that way with like something with visuals or whiteboard or an iPad or something like that, right? I like drawing some things on there. But again, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer. The handwriting is kind of like chicken scratch, okay? So just stay with me and bear with me. If you guys want this workbook, you can actually click the link in the description and you guys can find this workbook to print out and follow along as well too. The first reason why you're not getting any leads from your ads, specifically, online fitness and nutrition clients, because you need to add more friction to your guys' ads on there, okay? So what do I mean by this? If you look at this diagram right here, there's 3 things, right, that I'm gonna walk you guys through on here so you can really understand like how to add more friction to this, okay? The first one is, the issue I see is when people optimize their ads, you wanna optimize for the following 2 things here, okay? The first one here is you wanna optimize for sales. So again, I don't know like what type of lead magnet or whatever like kind of play you're doing with your ads, right? That's hard, right? We'd have to jump on a call and I have to look at all those type of things, right? But let's just say, for example, you're running an ad to just say a checklist or a PDF, a downloadable thing like that, right? So the mistake they make is they optimize it for leads on there, okay? So again, like if you're in this coaching business and your main objective is running an ad to be able to have them get, a lead magnet or a PDF or a checklist like that, obviously the end goal on this would be to basically get them on a call, right? To be able to sell them into your coaching program. Because again, this is the problem I see too, is where people will sit there and be like, you know what? I'm gonna just do something where it's like, I even give them something free, or I even like charge like $5, right, from the ad. And then later I'll like warm them up or something like that, get them on a call and I'll get them into my $1,000 program on there. You're gonna pay the same for the cost per lead anyways, if it's a $5 lead magnet or you're selling a $5,000 online program. So that's what I'm saying. Like you might as well optimize these ads for the main objective to be sales and literally get people on calls, right? Inside of this whole entire funnel with the ads that you guys are running on there, okay? The second thing that you wanna optimize for here is the max number of conversions. Because at the end of the day, again, it's like, why are you running these ads, right? Is it really because it's list building? I think that's not the smartest way to go, because it's like, yeah, you can build your list, right, for the future and you might have some buyers in there, but why would you play that game and roll the dice like that? Why would you not sit there and go straight for the conversion? Find the now ready buyers, the one that have the highest pain and have the urgency to really fix that pain within their health and fitness. So you want to sit there and maximize it for number 1, sales, you want to optimize it for number 1, sales, and number 2, max conversions, because that's what you want at the end of the day, is conversions in this game for your fitness business, okay? Now, the second part here to add more friction is a question we get a lot, is long form versus short form copy. So we've tested this a lot, and we've tested a lot with our students as well too, right? And I've always found that the long form copy does best, right? Because we're adding more friction there. If somebody doesn't, if they're a health and fitness prospect, and let's just say they're, dealing with like something with weight loss, right? Or maybe they're dealing with something with irritable bowel syndrome or something like that, okay? If they can't read a long form copy, right, to then make that next logical step to click the ad and go to whatever your lead magnet is, right? What does that tell you right there? If they just don't have the attention span to be able to sit there and read a long form copy, it's probably not good, right? Because what's gonna happen is if you have something like really short form copy, we've tested this, right? Like a paragraph, well, some people, they just click it, right? Because they're click happy and you just never know where they're at, what mood they're in, what they're doing at the time. And they might just click it, right? Because the creative was catchy or something like that. And they just might click the link on there without even reading if it's for them. What problem does it solve? Is it clear? Is it specific? All those things on there. So if it's long form, the chances I feel that we've seen this is it adds friction, right? And it actually brings in quality leads and the right people in there, okay? So what I would recommend is long form, which I feel like basically leads to, a lower cost per lead and ready now buyers. Now, the third part on here, on adding more friction here, is a long form value offer. So again, like if you're running, a nutrition and fitness coaching business, and if you're running ads, you're not gonna be sitting there basically selling like products most of the time on there, right? It's not like an e-commerce business, okay? So usually the play that I've seen with ads, right, is basically some sort of lead magnet just to get an email, get a text message, then book a call the next page, watch a VSL, right? Or go through like an email sequence or a text sequence and be able to do it that way, okay? Nothing wrong with that. I love that game. We teach partially a game like that, which is more of a short form masterclass and then booking a call with a two-step process, okay? Now, the problem is, right, is if you sit there and take, for example, a PDF or a checklist, the problem is this person, do you guys really think, number one, they're gonna consume a PDF or a checklist? Number two, it's probably gonna get lost in their email when you deliver it to them. And number three, it's just like, is it really that valuable, a PDF or a checklist, right? It's like, it's not enough time on brand, right? They're already coming in very skeptical and trust is very low. So it's like, to give them a PDF and a checklist, like, do you really think that's gonna help them, like, build more trust and decrease skepticism and make them feel safe, like with you being that person to be able to sit there and coach them? Probably not, right? So try something long form. That's why we like a short form masterclass, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, because it's enough time, right? If somebody has 20 minutes to sit there on their computer, on their phone, to watch a masterclass that is designed for them to solve their problem, right? And it's the perfect future client that fits the avatar / niche. Well, that's a great sign, because again, people will be like, oh, you know what? They don't have enough time, attention spans. It's like, dude, people are watching Netflix series, right? 40 minutes, on to the next episode, another 40 minutes. You think they don't have enough time to sit there and watch a 15 to 20 minute masterclass that matches their pain points and problem and hopefully leads in the next logical step to book a call? It's like, come on, give me a break, okay? So that's a limiting belief on your end if you're thinking that. So try something long form on there instead of something super short form that's not gonna help them out. Okay, if you guys are enjoying this whole entire video right here, just make sure to click the like button right there, subscribe, so you guys can get more videos and more value like this. Okay, the second reason you're not getting any online nutrition and fitness coaching clients from your guys' ads is because it's the messaging. The magic is in the messaging. So many people will be like, you know what? It's the audience. It's the audience that's the issue. If you've really kept up on basically like with Meta, right? Since they've made those iOS changes on there, right? You don't really even have the opportunity to literally target so much in this like granular level that it used to be, right? You used to be able to target with so many little like nuances in there, in a sense that it kind of made it hard and kind of like complex, right? For us as marketers to be able to get in there and do that type of stuff. Now, I feel like since those iOS changes and since Meta's made the algorithm so much better, right? In advance, it's making it easier for marketers like ourselves and you as well too, if you're a nutrition fitness coach, to be able to set up ads and find the right people on there, okay? So with it, don't blame it on the audience if your guys' ads aren't working. Usually it's in the messaging. Let me show you right here on the iPad what that looks like, okay? It's never the audience, it's the messaging, okay? Now, if you look here in the messaging, right? The first part right here is do a native creative. And why this is good, right, to do a native creative is because when somebody's scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, right, and they get hit with your ad, right, it already says that it's a sponsored right there. So that means it's like basically an ad, right? The last thing you kind of want is hit them with the double whammy to where it's like this video or this like, creative, or this video or this image, which is your creative, looks like a super like polished ad that's just like meant and designed to be like an ad right there, right? You want it to be super native. You want it to be ugly because ugly performs better on there. So something just super native, super casual, right? Just something like they're just scrolling and it's just like something that catches their attention, but doesn't look like it's super polished or like an ad that screams ad there, okay? So that's one of the reasons too that we've seen where it's like people's ads don't work is because again, it's like the creative is just, it's too polished. It's such a disconnect from that perfect future client when they're scrolling to where they're just like, nah, I'm just gonna keep scrolling. So if you try like a native creative and then you try something ugly, I feel that it performs better. We've seen this with our ads, you've seen this with some of our coaches' ads as well too. And the reason being is you want a high CTR all percentage. That's one of the metrics you're looking for on your ad dashboard is a high CTR all percentage, right? And so many people overlook this, but it's like, if you get this in double digits, right? From B to C, usually with what I'm talking to nutrition and fitness coaches, that's great because that means that's stopping the scroll. That is connecting with that perfect future client. And then the next step is they're going to read your guys' copy there. And that's why the next step, right? It has to be good copy, guys. So the copy's got to be really good. It's got to be speaking to the pains, the frustrations, the wants, the desires of your guys' perfect future client, okay? It can't just be super broad like you're speaking to everybody on there, okay? So again, step one, if you guys do more native type of creatives like that doesn't scream an ad, it increases your CTR all rate. That's gonna help you with like a lower cost per click, and the lower cost per click is probably gonna lead to a lower cost per lead as well too, right? So that's the second step is you go into having better messaging on there, right? Better copywriting on there, that it matches that perfect future client and also somewhat of what the creative on there, okay? Now the third part on here, right, is we play a little bit with the audience, okay? But does it have to be this super granular audience where it's like, okay, it's like a busy professional, like he shops at like Nordstrom, he's all these different interests that he's in, like all these granular little things, right? Where I'm not saying it's not valuable, but it's maybe later down the road when you're more advanced in your guys' ads and you're making more money. But right now, if you could just focus on a broad audience, and we've seen this work best, like with our clients and our ads as well too, broad audience, men and women, and then ages 30 to 60. That's it. Nothing special, nothing sexy, nothing crazy on there. Okay, if you guys make these 3 changes right here, you guys will improve your guys' ads. All right, really quick, if you guys are interested in us taking a look at your guys' Facebook ads, your nutrition and fitness coach, and you're having some problems, some constraints and things like that in your guys' Facebook ads, just click the link below. We're actually doing a 15-minute meta audit on there where we just go through all of your dashboard, look at some of your ads, your creatives, some of the KPIs, all that type of stuff to just point you guys in the right direction. We're not trying to sell you guys anything or anything like that. If you guys want to spend 15 minutes with us, take advantage of it and click the link below. If you guys don't, all good. You'll get so much value from this video and you guys can put that into practice. All right, back to the training. Okay, so let's jump into the last reason, which is the third reason why your ads are not converting nutrition and fitness coaching clients. Okay, and before I jump into this, make sure to click the link below and you guys can download this workbook so you guys can follow along and print it out. Okay, the third reason is like flat out, you're burning money, okay? Now, the reasons why you're burning money here is because number one, is you don't understand the KPIs and metrics. This is one of the problems I've seen with like coaches where they're running ads is like, maybe they watched a quick YouTube video or something like that, right? And try to do this whole training through it and stuff for free, right? That's another thing, the free route, right? Always comes back to bite you in the butt, okay? This is why it's important to pay people that know what they're doing, paid mentorship, people that have actually spent money that aren't just making videos up on the fly trying to teach you guys Facebook ads, right? And again, are they teaching a nutrition and fitness coach on how to run an ad? Not this super broad type of tactic or strategy that's a one size fit all that helps all these different type of people out there, okay? Just be careful, okay? So you have to understand the KPIs and the metrics. So some things you need to be looking for on here is, again, I mentioned this, the CTR all percentage. Then it's the CTR all. That's how many people click your link. That's an indication of how good your guys' copying your messaging is, right? Then a cost per click, then a cost per lead, right? If the cost per lead is super high, well, it's like there's a problem there, right? In the front end of it with either like the creative or there's something wrong with like basically the landing page they're going to with opting in, or there's something wrong with the messaging. All those three things combined, okay? Cost per call booked, opt-in rate, all these different KPIs. You guys have to know these KPIs and understand them, right? To make logical decisions in your guys' ads, right? In your business. In which that brings me next to this part here, pruning process. So I didn't make this up. I give credit where credit's due. This is all the credit to our coach and mentor, Yuri Elkaim. He runs an amazing company called Healthpreneur, which we're in, and he basically came up with this whole entire thing called a pruning process, a 6-step pruning process on there. I'm not gonna give away the whole entire thing on here, but listen guys, you have to understand how to prune your guys' ads. Just think about it metaphorically, like if you're like starting a garden, right? And if the garden starts basically getting all these different like weeds, all these different thorns, and starts looking ugly, not pretty, right? Well, what do? Like basically you're pruning those like weeds, like those thorns, right? And taming the garden to make it look super nice and beautiful. It's the same thing with your guys' ads. You can't just sit there and run an ad and then leave it on for like 2 weeks or a month and then hope that things are gonna be okay. You're gonna burn a lot of money and then you're gonna hit the quit button, blame it on Facebook ads on there, okay? So you have to understand like, how do you prune, right, your ads? What are you looking for on these KPIs up here specifically to make those decisions to prune the ads and sit there and save money, not burn money, okay? And the last part on here, burning money to avoid, is what's the major constraint that you're looking for in your guys' funnel, which is basically your ads. Let me give you an example, right? So it's like for us, we run a short form masterclass, right? And then to book a call on there, okay? So there's some things that we're looking for, right? Decision-wise that we are looking for, like our ads and our students' ads, and teaching them as well too, right? So some things are like, hey, like the reason is like, why is there a high cost per click? Why is there a high cost per lead? Why is there a low opt-in rate percentage, right? Why is there no calls being booked? Why is there a low show rate? Why is there a low close rate? Why am I not getting a return on my ads, right? Those are all things, constraints that you're looking for in the funnel, right? And it just depends. I don't know what kind of funnel you guys are running, right? Is it to a lead magnet? Is it to like a VSL? Is it to a product? I don't know, right? But I'm trying to give you guys the best practice that we found with our coaches that are nutrition and fitness coaches, and that the main conversion is to get people on calls and sell them a high ticket transformation offer. That is the end all be all goal with the ads, is to do that. So if you zero out of this, right, this is how I kind of look at this. This is like the highest priority right here to not burn money, is understand the KPIs and the metrics, right? And if you look here, This is probably like the medium type of thing that you do. You got to figure out some sort of pruning process on there. And then the low part here, I would say, is basically the major constraints, right? What you're looking for to make those changes and not burn money on there, okay? So that's kind of like a hierarchy right there. So hopefully this video was helpful. Again, we're offering a free 15-minute meta audit, right? So where you guys can take advantage of that. Click the link below and we'll just jam out for 15 minutes. We'll look at your dashboard, we'll look at your guys' KPIs. We'll look at basically what the funnel is, what the end destination, what are the goals, what are the problems you guys are facing. Only 15 minutes. Again, you can't even buy anything on this call. So don't come in here thinking that you guys are gonna buy stuff or we're gonna sell you anything. We're just trying to help out. And if not, all good. Just go on to the next training right here where we show you how to literally build a 6-figure business with step-by-step tactical strategies that are more like this right here. So click that button right there. And then also too, make sure to download this workbook and you guys can print this out, rewatch it, take some notes, and put it into action. Talk to you soon.